Do you believe in law of attraction?
Yes. Oh my God.
Manifestation?
Yes.
Okay. The business that you have right now, was that part of that? Like, you have a vision one day sitting down, driving somewhere and say, boom, I want to do a
No.
line? Okay.
So speaking of Miami-Dade, I don't know the lady's name, but when I went to Miami-Dade, she was asking me what did I want to be, and I was like, I think I want to be an anesthesiologist. Imagine when I was a kid, I would Google like what makes the most money annually. Anesthesiologist, made 6 figures, and I was like, that's what I want to do. But I was studying business administration first because I was unsure. And so she had told me to close my eyes, and she asked me what I envisioned myself wearing when I was older at my job that was like my dream job. So I had described like a really pretty pantsuit, or maybe I could go to work in sweats. Like, I don't want to be able to like have a uniform and like heels. And I think I remember describing like a handbag. And then she was like, okay, none of this is anesthesiologist. None of this is like anywhere near the medical field. This is all business. And she gave me a moment where I realized like, oh my God, she's right. And how do I wear sweatpants and stuff to work and it just be like who I am? And out of desperation, so my biological mother was with my stepdad for a long time. He had a jewelry business my entire life. And out of desperation, one month where I just couldn't afford rent, I was working at Lexus, but I had been eating SHIT and not on my A game. And you're in sales. You've been in sales.
Yes, my whole life.
I know. And if you're off your A game, that's it. Lexus has this crazy thing. Most car dealerships do. When you're selling cars, there's a scary thing called a draw, which means that which you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They give you the money, you got to make enough to pay it back. If you don't make enough to pay it back, then the next month you owe double draws. Yeah. So I got myself in a little bit of a pickle, being on a boat and hanging out with friends and spending my time very stupidly because I had made decent money. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot pay rent. And I have gotten myself in the worst situation. I had the worst partner in the entire world at the time too, who was like very unhealthy for me. And I had dumped him. So I didn't have his portion of the rent anymore. And I was like, what am I going to do? Like, how do I make this money? I went to my stepdad's store to work for him for the day for like $100, I think, on my day off. And I saw the jewelry and I was like, I bet I could sell all of this on my Instagram. Like, he had wholesale jewelry and put it in the front for display to be sold. And he had told me, why don't you take a few pieces and see if you could sell them? So I started taking pictures in the store. And the next week, I just took them all with me. And on my lunch break at Lexus, I would be taking pictures of the pieces. And I sold all of them within like 2 days. So I was like, game on. This is amazing. This is exactly what I've ever dreamed of. I went back. I bought more pieces with my money that I had made. Took the pieces, resold them, and then I started realizing, hey, this is a little bit of a system, and I like it. And I liked the jewelry, so it was so much easier to sell. I was obsessed with them. They were called bolo bracelets, and the concept behind a bolo bracelet is you can adjust it, and it's a big deal for me because I have a smaller wrist. If I used to buy something with an evil eye, it would toss and turn, and you wouldn't see it. So evil eyes and bolo bracelets, they were my thing, and I just started leaning into that heavily. And after a month, I realized I had made $6,000 doing it. And so I had told myself that, you know, if this is enough to pay my rent and pay my car and not have to be slaving at my job anymore. I was a finance manager. I had moved up from being a car salesman, and that was an excruciatingly hard job, way more responsibility. And for me, it was less pay. Really? I was amazing as a car salesperson.
Finance, I heard that can be really lucrative.
It could be, but as a car salesperson, I could come in, I could sell a car, throw them in the box, which is what we called finance, throw them in the box, and then put the license plate on the car and leave them the car keys. So I spent less time there.
Okay.
And I did the deals faster, and most people didn't haggle me on the pricing of the car. So I got good bonuses. And I could sell volume. It was a lot of fun.